Hi, Coach Warren with Break It Down Basketball. And today I'm going to cover part 2 on shooting. But I want to say 3 things before we got started. First thing is, there's certain fundamentals that you need to learn that all good shooters have, but a lot of people shoot differently. For example, over the years, if you know Larry Bird, he would shoot up here with his elbow out and kind of pull the ball back. Reggie Miller, you just look at his shot, a little bit different. Even today, Kevin Durant shoots kind of across his face, which is a little different. And so there's not one way that's the best, I would say. It just depends. And so it's up to the shooter to figure out what works best for them. Number 2 is that it's important, therefore, to understand shooting. So as a player, we want you to understand your own shot. And for coaches or parents, it helps if you understand the players that you're coaching, their shots. Because if we can help players know how to shoot, why certain things happen when they do a particular action, that will help them develop and grow as a shooter. And number 3, it's important to be able to change. Too many people are stuck in their ways, especially on shots. You get a player with a certain shot and you go, ooh, you should do this or try this. And some players are resistant because change is hard. So for players out there, recognize that change is part of growth. The only way you're going to get better is sometimes experiment, try things different. So one of the things we want you to do on your shot is experiment and see what works, see what feels comfortable to you. So today we're going to cover 2 main topics, but first I want to review our 4 A's just so we're clear. We talked about alignment last time. You want to be aligned middle of the ball, index finger or middle finger, depending on your preference, and also pointing straight at the basket. We wanted you to be in your arm slot. Okay. We also wanted you to accelerate through the ball so the ball is rolling off your fingertips. And lastly, we wanted your arc to be a decent height arc where your elbow is above your eyes. Okay, and those things mainly is to get it so you're always online, and then you have a good chance of the ball going in. Okay, we talked a little bit last time about flexing your knees. Okay, but today I'm going to talk about your stance. Okay, so you want to be in a good athletic stance, feet shoulder width apart. Okay, now you would definitely want your shooting foot strong, your same foot as your shooting hand forward. Okay, the question is, some people have in the past, the old school way was to be square with the basket, so shoulders perfectly facing the basket, feet facing straight ahead. More so lately we've been talking more about turning your feet, so I would recommend try both. Okay, but it seems like more players like to angle their feet a little bit nowadays. Personally, I moved from a square on to a little angle. And what that does for you is you're actually going to turn your shoulders a little bit, and what that does for you is it puts your shooting shoulder in front of your support hand. So if you stick your hands out, you'll see that your shooting hand will go farther because your shoulder is a little bit farther. And what that does for you is that makes sure that when you shoot, your shooting hand is the last hand to touch the ball, their last fingers to touch the ball, which is important. Now, I think the trend maybe has started when Michael Jordan has a pretty pronounced, he might be 30 degrees where he's shooting and his shoulder is way farther ahead. So I tell you, I would say that you try what feels good for you, what's most effective. Okay, we all have different anatomy. Who knows what works best for you? But try it. So start square, do a little turn, maybe do a little more, take some shots, see how it feels. That's the first one. Second thing I wanted to cover today is rhythm. Now, you want to have a nice base, feet shoulder width apart, good knee flex, okay, back straight, okay, hunching over. But a lot of your power comes from your legs, okay, and part of it is figuring out your rhythm. Now, you may have seen some bad free throw shooters in the NBA where they get to shoot and then they straighten their legs and then they shoot, okay. A nice rhythm shot is bend your knees straighten while you're starting your shot, okay? But it's that flow of knees straighten, then you shoot. But it's not one after the other. they start together. Knees start to straighten, you're raising up. Okay, and you're in your arm slot, All right, so that's an important part. You still have to figure out the rhythm for yourself, but you want a nice flow from bending your knees through your follow through. Last topic related to rhythm is your release and how quick you can get your shot off. Now, it's been more popular with Steph Curry. Nowadays, the quicker release. You want a quicker release as long as it feels comfortable and you can still get all your fundamentals into your shot. But one little tip is if you go slow on your knee bend, you're going to have a slower shot. If you go a little quicker, you can get your rhythm so that you have a quicker shot. So it'll look like this. So if you do a slower shot, slow bend, you'll have a slower shot. If you get your knee bend to go a little faster, then you'll have a quicker release. And similarly, that's a set shot. Similarly on your jumpers, the same thing. You want to get that little quicker down, quicker up, and you have a quicker release. So that's part 2 on shooting. We hope you enjoyed watching and learned a little bit more. We try to keep it pretty simple. There's a lot of little things that we could talk about, but those are the basics that we want you to get down. Okay, but so the same thing we said before, get out there, start 5 feet from the basket, practice your shot. Good rhythm, solid base, angle, okay, and then step back, hit some shots, step back, hit some shots, okay, because that's what you want to do is get your muscle memory. And then later we'll move on to more advanced shooting. Okay, thanks for joining us. See you next time.